Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. We have officially entered Cloneception. Yes, Cloneception is upon us. What is going on? So a little while back, I did a video on the Tux, talking about that one. By the way, fantastic clone fragrance of YSL's Tuxedo. And after that video, a number of you reached out to me and said, hey, we saw in that video that you were talking about clone houses cloning other clone houses as cloning gets more popular. Well, guess what? It's a thing. And that's what we're talking about here today, Cloneception. So I listened to you guys. You were asking me to pick these up. I bought the whole line of the things, these Amber Oud Exclusif fragrances. It ran me about $300. Yeah, why put that money into investments when you can buy clones of clones? But I got all four of them, the four I could find, and we're gonna be talking about the one that is getting the most hype, Amber Oud Exclusif Bleu. There is so much to talk about. Let's jump into it. Guys, I will have Amber Oud Exclusif Bleu linked in the description. Feel free to go down there and check it out. And this is gonna be a bit of an overarching video because there's just so much to talk about. Now, when I bought this one, it was not available at my typical discounters, but it is available now at Fragrance Buy. And it's cheaper than what I paid for it, so great. But that means you can get it for less than I paid, so good for you. It's about $60 US. And as I said, there's a lot to talk about in today's video. This, in case you are unaware, is a clone of Parfums de Marly Layton. So I will also be comparing this to Detour Noir in this video. And this one will run you like in the mid to low $30 range. So this one over here, Amber Oud Exclusif Bleu, is a bit more expensive than Detour Noir. So what we're gonna be doing is answering, is this better than this to the point that you should pay more for this than this, that whole deal. We'll also take a look at the presentation and just tackle the whole, just everything about this. And before we dive into the presentation and start really getting into the nitty gritty here, if you shop at maxaroma.com or twistedlily.com, you know the drill, guys. Gents 10, use that code, my friend, save yourself 10% off your order. A lucky scent. The code is Gents 2022 until the end of March. And then from April until June, end of June, it's Gents 2023. That'll save you 10% off Lucky Scent. In case you don't want to buy any clones and you want to get the real deal. I guess let's start just kind of with what this is, and then we'll take a look at the presentation. So this in my hand here, this is Haramain Amber Oud Blue Edition. This over here is Amber Oud Exclusif Bleu. And you will notice that these look extremely similar. Similar to the point that I am completely 100% convinced that this is the exact same presentation, the exact same bottle, the exact same plate on the front, everything. Essentially, this is the same presentation, only it doesn't say Haramain on there, and instead of Blue Edition, it says Blue, and it's a slightly different color. So essentially, this company, Amber Oud Exclusif, has reached out to, contacted whoever does the presentation for Haramain, and they have purchased the same presentation for their bottles, which is something that happens with just fragrances in general, in the sense that there are stock bottles that companies can buy, and a lot of niche companies and indie companies will use stock bottles, but then they'll do something to it to make it look their own. They might powder coat the bottle, they might give it a color scheme that makes it different than the other bottles that are in that style, or they'll use like a different cap, they'll use a different plate on the front, a sticker, something to differentiate. Obviously, that's not going on here. What they've done is they've said, look, you know that bottle that Haramain do? We want to do the same thing, like the exact same thing. And when I say the exact same thing, I mean literally the exact same thing. And that does carry over to the presentations. Now, this one was just the closest Haramain box that I had, so I grabbed it. I didn't want to dig through everything, sorry. This is the Amber Oud Exclusif. And again, I'll show you these up close. Are there differences? Yeah. But is it the same box? Yeah. So I actually reached out about this, And I asked, is this a Haramain fragrance or is this something completely different? And the response was, this is not a Haramain fragrance. Oud Exclusif is apparently its own company, its own brand. Yeah, I asked for specific verification there because I thought maybe, just maybe, even though there are some differences on the presentation, which we'll get to, but maybe this was like Haramain kind of starting a sub-brand to an extent. I mean, I know they already have the Amber Oud fragrances, and a lot of them have nothing to do with amber or oud. It's just a name of a line at this point that really doesn't translate to the fragrance itself. I was just thinking maybe it's like, you know, how Lattafa will have different lines that are underneath Lattafa, but they aren't Lattafa, like Maison Alhambra and stuff like that, that maybe this was that kind of deal, but it's not. This is a company emulating Al Haramain as far as presentation goes. That is not Al Haramain, which is the weirdest thing that I think I've seen yet in clones. And I've seen a lot of stuff in clones. This is strange. All that out of the way, let's take a look. So here you got the bottle, and yeah, it looks like a Haramain bottle, only it does not say Haramain. So you've got the same plate on the front there, it says blue at the bottom. It says Amber Oud Exclusif up top, and there is nothing on the bottom or the back or the sides. The cap does click into place, as you can see there. And let's go ahead and share a couple sprays. Atomizer's pretty good. And here we got the box on the front. Amber Oud Exclusif Extrait de Parfum. It says blue at the bottom. And that's really it. You know, it opens up like so. And there's a little foam cutout where your bottle sits inside. The back of the box is different looking than the back of the Haramain. And there are a couple things that jump out at me here. One of those things is it says 60 ml Eau de Parfum on the back. And that is just below where your batch code is. Yet on the front, it clearly says Extrait de Parfum. And then also, to be sold by authorized retailers only. What? There's not even a website on here. There's nothing that says what this company even is. Outside of, I guess it's Amber Oud Exclusif is the name of the company. But you better buy it from authorized retailers only, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, that is the same box. That is the same bottle as Al Haramain. Now, Haramain Amber Oud Blue Edition, this is a clone of Bleu de Chanel. It smells nothing like blue. So don't get confused. The one that you're looking for if you want this one is Amber Oud Exclusif Blue, not Haramain Amber Oud Blue Edition. Now, as I said, this guy right here is a clone of Parfums de Marly's Layton. And there was some jibber jabber out there. There were some people talking about this one. I hear it's very good. I hear it's the best Layton clone yet. And I have to say, sometimes when I see stuff where it's like, this is the new hotness, that old stuff sucks, this new stuff is the best. Sometimes I'll be like, suspicious, doubt. So I got this one in along with the other ones that I bought, and I'll talk about those later on, either on this channel or the extra channel. I got Emerald, Sport, and Classic Edition. But anyway, got this in, sprayed it on as soon as I got it, which maybe is not a great idea since I don't even know who this is from. Packed full of carcinogens, let's go. But sprayed it on, and holy crap, it is really friggin' good. Haramain is gonna be so triggered. Like, wait a second. You mean to tell me that you ripped off my bottle? You ripped off my box. And then you made a better version of one of my best-selling fragrances? Thanks for nothing, a-hole. And yet, yes, Amber Oud Exclusif to me is absolutely better than Detour Noir. I mean, the presentation is better. Maybe Haramain should have put Detour Noir in one of these bottle styles. I don't know. I didn't expect it, but it beats Detour Noir in pretty much every facet. It hits harder than Detour Noir. It pushes further. The performance is better. It's got more projection, lasts longer. When you spray it on your skin, it almost fills up a room. It's just like really pushing with authority. Because I sprayed that on and I told my wife, who was across the room, so this is supposed to be a clone of Layton, and she was like, I know, I can smell it. And I was just like, oh, okay. 1.5 sprays apparently, just. So you get that very nice freshness, That little fresh apple off the top with this one, that sweet spice just comes in and it pushes for hours. The cardamom, the vanilla, all those things that I love about Layton is here. The performance from Layton is here. It's crazy to me that this thing is as good as it is. This one I would put up there with like Camera and all the other top of the top clones. Amber Oud Exclusif Bleu somehow just crushes Detour Noir. And I love Detour Noir. I mean, that one surprised the heck out of me when I got it because I thought it was not going to be that good. I mean, the presentation, like I've said a million times, is trash. But then what's on the inside is very, very, very good, especially for the price point. But now this comes along and suddenly Detour Noir is looking not as hot anymore. I thought you were like a 9, but now you're kind of looking like a 7. And I know I talked about this already, but performance-wise, Amber Oud Exclusif Bleu, very good. Stuff projects forever. It lasts a long time off my skin. It performs like an extrait de parfum. In terms of seasons, same as Layton, fall, winter time. Really daytime or nighttime though. Some people will say it's more of an evening fragrance. I mean, something like that. You can wear it whenever you want. I would tell you guys, if you're looking for the absolute best Layton cologne, this. If you want the best bang for your buck, I think that's still Detour Noir. Detour Noir, you're getting more fragrance because this is a 60 ml size bottle and it costs more than Detour Noir. So you're paying more for less fragrance with this one. So Detour Noir, again, I think overall is still the better bang for your buck, but this one does outperform Detour Noir. It does smell higher quality than Detour Noir and the presentation is nicer than Detour Noir. So it's just kind of dependent on what you're after. If you want to stretch your dollar the furthest that it can go, this is still better. This is still a better choice. If you don't care about any of that, you just want the best one you can get, this. And it does smell really good off a tester strip, Amber Oud Exclusif, especially once it settles down, man. But it smells even better off skin. This is one of those fragrances where you spray it on your arm, you just go about your day and you will constantly just catch whiffs of this stuff. So there we go, Amber Oud Exclusif Bleu, a blatant, disgusting ripoff of All Haramain's presentation. Like they're actively trying to confuse people into thinking it's All Haramain almost. I know, like no honor amongst thieves, but it's almost like, dude, could you get sued for that? I don't know. I know that clone fragrances all the time are making bottles that are kind of similar to other things out there, but this is next level. And I think it's completely poorly done as far as having the eau de parfum, extrait de parfum, you know, only for sale by authorized retailers, but it doesn't even have a website or anything, no information about this whatsoever, to the point that a lot of websites have this listed as All Haramain. All of that is just red flag central. And then you spray it on and your mind, it just melts, falls out your ears. It just turns you into a blabbering idiot. Yep, those are all problems, but have you smelled it? So there we go. As I said, got the other 3 in as well. Some of those more to my liking than others. They are all clone fragrances. One of them is kind of a twist, a nice fresh one. One of them makes, actually 2 of them make no sense whatsoever. So those will be fun. But yeah, that's gonna do it for Blue. You want the best Layton out there. This stuff is just insane. Amber Oud Exclusif Bleu is really getting close to being like a 1-to-1 with Layton, to where you just go, all right, I will use this instead, and no one will be able to tell the difference. Again, that one is linked below at Fragrance Buy. You can get it cheaper than I got it. I should have been patient, but I was impatient. So, oh well. I think I only paid like $15 or $20 more per bottle. That doesn't make me feel better. All right, I'm out of here. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.